The year was 1793. Yes, 232 years ago. The country, the place, was the United States. 232 years ago, in the United States, they began producing the 1-cent coin, the famous penny, called penny, the 1-cent coin, United States dollar. Since then, this currency, the oldest in the country, has been circulating. But there's something interesting about it. Since the new government took over last month, a government efficiency department was created to discover unnecessary spending. And who is ahead of this department is one of the richest men in the world, the billionaire Elon Musk. And he learned something interesting. I don't know if it was him or if many others already knew it, but it was not a public knowledge. The fact was, it costs 3 cents of American dollar to produce a 1-cent dollar coin. Think with me. The treasury, the government, pays 3 cents to produce a 1-cent coin. Do you see something wrong with it? It doesn't make any sense for me to pay more to produce a coin than it's worth, actually 3 times higher than its value. And this fact is just one of many others that was found out by this new department to learn the inefficiencies and the efficiencies to use the public money better. And this is just a fact. I'm not here to talk about governments and politics. I'm just illustrating an interesting fact that is also repeated in the personal life. Not only in governments, but in companies, families, and the lives of individuals. You, me. Which fact? The fact that we continue to do things because they have always been done without questioning their reasons. That's it. For some reason, of course, someone was making money out of it. To produce a 1-cent dollar coin that costs 3 cents, someone was making money out of it. Not the one who pays taxes, but someone else. For a person to do such a thing, they can't be using their reasoning, the logical thinking. Someone stopped asking themselves the basic questions, such as, does it still make sense for us to do such a thing? For us to have a 1-cent dollar coin? For instance, I lived in the US for a while, and you who live there, you know what I'm talking about. Who carries a penny? The penny leaves the bank, goes to a supermarket or a store for them to give change. When they receive the change, they put in the wallet, some place in the car or in a pot, and they never use it again. But no one asks, why are we doing this? That is, this situation illustrates a classic and common mistake of human beings, to stop questioning the things they have always done. The Bible gives us an example of this, because there, in the book of the prophet Haggai, chapter 1, the word of the Lord came to the people through the prophet Haggai. For you to understand what was happening to the people back then, the country, the people was experiencing an economic crisis. People worked hard but did not see the fruits of their labor. They planted, but in the day of the harvest was not good. The people were living times of frustration, of not seeing the fruits of their labor. Then, the prophet Haggai, instructed by the Lord of hosts, you can read it on the book of Haggai chapter 1, and on verse 5 it says, "Now, therefore, thus says the Lord of hosts, consider your ways. Consider your ways. You have sown much and bring in little. You eat, but do not have enough. You drink, but you are not filled with drink. You clothe yourselves, but no one is warm. And he who earns wages to put into a bag with holes." And he repeats the advice, "Thus says the Lord of hosts, consider your ways." That is, look at where you are coming from and what you have been doing. Consider what you have been doing and see if you are bringing the desired result. See if what you did back there may have worked back then, if it's still working today, if it still makes sense today. Maybe circumstances, times have changed, and you also need to change. Change not in terms of principles, but in terms of intelligence. Stop doing what is no longer working. This is a sign of intelligence, because stopping and considering your ways requires time. Requires, literally speaking, you to stop living on autopilot. You wake up, go to work, come back from work, you take a shower, watch TV, go back to bed. The same thing repeats on the following day. For you to consider your ways, you need to stop and analyze. Wait, what am I doing? Why do I do what I do? What am I doing with my life? Why do I spend time doing this? Why do I do this? To raise questions that at first sound silly, because the answers may sound obvious, but just as in the example of the United States, something that has been done for 232 years and stopped making sense many decades ago, but no one stopped to change this, to do something about it, and say, we are not going to produce 1-cent coins. It doesn't make sense anymore. Nobody stops to make this decision and to do something fair and right for the country. No one. Likewise, often people are taking a path in their lives that makes no sense anymore. They continue doing it, and if you ask why they do it, they will probably answer, "Oh, because it's always been like that. Because my parents always did it like that. Because my neighbors did it like that. Everybody at work do like that. Because when I arrived here, everybody was doing it like this." These are not intelligent answers. That's why God tells us to consider our ways. The biggest changes I had to make in my life were the results of examinations like this, to look at my ways and see that what I was doing was not working. When I saw that my marriage was coming to an end, and I always defended my behavior when I would tell Christiane, "This is my way." It's the same. It's for you to do something that makes no sense, but you defend it because it's your way, and it's over. So when I realized that my marriage was coming to an end, I needed to stop and ask myself why things are the way it is and what should be done instead, that things may change and be better. I had to raise these questions to myself. What do I need to change in me? And the answer usually is not pleasant, because for you to stop doing something you've been doing for centuries, something you've been doing since you were born, is so imprinted in you that you think that that is part of you, that you will never be able to live without it or not doing it. It's hard to face this reality, but the truth is, yes, we can change. I changed my marriage as a man, as a person. I'm not the best husband, I'm not the best person, I'm not the best in anything, but I've experienced some steps of change that improved me. So you also can. And this is God's call for the people. Consider your ways. He invites the people to look at what they were doing and it was not working, to stop doing what was not working anymore, and to start doing what would work. So this question must be asked. This analysis must be made by everyone. What have you been doing in your marriage? Is it working? In your company? With your health? How you feed yourself? Your spiritual life? Your life with God? Your ministry? Your career? Your relationship with people? Of your family? Your daily habits? Everything you've been doing, does it make sense to you? Or you are paying a high price for nothing? Paying a high price for nothing. 3 cents for 1 cent. A high price for nothing. Paying for nothing. Maybe this is your situation. You're paying for something and you're getting nothing out of it. If you understand this message, there's still time for you. There's still time for you to change, but you have to make some drastic changes in your life. Maybe install an efficiency department in your life and start removing things that are no longer working. I believe this would be a magnificent experience for anyone who dares to do it. If today's video helped you and you know someone that could benefit from it, share it with them, and if you haven't subscribed to the channel, you may do so now. See you later.